Alright guys, we gotta talk about this right now. So this dropped during my stream yesterday, and I was just mid-stream, and somebody wrote in, how much is your offer? And I was like, offer for what? And then they pointed me to this special offer. And this, for me, it's at a times 10 value, and we'll go into that. But mine is a times 10 value, and for $10, I will be getting 20,000 gold, a chest of choice, which includes all of the event characters, at 2 crystals, and 1,400 coins. I'll start by saying that most of the time when you're buying these things, you're doing it for the Hero Tavern coins. Even if I bought all $40 worth of this, it would only be 5,000 something, and it's not all that much. Like, it's not going to change your Hero Tavern progress all that much. In spending $40 for this, there are better ways to do that. So you're not really doing it for the Hero Tavern coins. You're obviously doing this for the event units. You're actually doing this for the crystals as well. Getting 2 crystals, because you could say that $10 is the equivalent of getting you doing the pass, but you'd also have to complete the pass, and within the pass, I think you would get enough magic dust, assuming that you weren't overtly lucky, getting like 1,000 on this chest and 1,000 on this chest. You would probably add up to a legendary, or maybe you'll get enough magic dust to add to the current amount of magic dust that you have, and you would get a legendary. So for $10, you would have to, 1, complete the pass, whether it be Rush for Glory, Royal Trials, or Mirror Match. You'd have to complete it by not only spending the $10, but you'd also probably have to use gems to do a couple more battles in order to complete the pass. And you'd probably at max get 1 legendary, which is 1 crystal. And for this, you would be getting an extra legendary. So not only is it better than a pass, it's guaranteed. You don't have to complete the pass. You don't have to go into the idea that maybe you just get really unlucky and you lose a lot. And then you have to add more gems, and that gems are technically money as well. And you're able to get literally every event unit. The best units in this game. I have been getting, I was thinking about doing a video like this because of a comment that I got yesterday that I'll show in 1 second. Okay, so I got this comment yesterday, and this is somebody saying, should I go with Genie or Riding Hood, and I am free to play. Event units are the most difficult things to do as a free-to-play player, which I then explain in, you're asking which unit should you spend the next 5 years free-to-playing events? Which one is more worth it? And they said that in a year, I can take it to level 12, at which point I went into this explanation of every other 15 will outclass a level 12, but if you're really going to dedicate time to one, I would probably say Riding Hood. Like, Riding Hood is the best right now. With the information that I currently have in the game, Riding Hood is probably the best card, right? I probably should have said Bard. I guess Bard, I think this came in yesterday, so I probably should have said Bard, but I think I've been saying Riding Hood for so long that I said Riding Hood. And so they said, then what should I do as a free-to-play? Should I stop playing? And so this was my advice. Free-to-playing this game is incredibly difficult, and it makes things that take years take multiple years. Trying to free-to-play an event unit is hard. You asked me for my advice, and I said Riding Hood. In the last year, they released Riding Hood, Genie, and recently Bard. In a year. In 5 years, when you finally max a Riding Hood, 18 new, better, and more powerful legendaries will have been theoretically released. This game is a very grind-based game, and without paying any amount into it, that grind will be forever. And then because this dropped today, I then got another comment that made me, like, really want to do this video. Hey man, can you help me? There's a chest that will give me either Genie, Tesla, Spirit Master, Riding Hood, or Sea Pirate guy. Sea Wolf, Sea Dog, whatever that dude's name is. I can choose one of them, and it's an offer now, so which one would be the best? I currently use Inquisitor at level 8 as my main DPS with Scrapper and Knight Statue. My advice on whether or not to buy this is obviously whether or not you buy things in this game, and how much money you currently have in your bank account, and how much you're willing to spend in this game. Another thing that I do want to go into, though, is the idea that there are other people that you might not have my offer. And so somebody in the Discord pointed this out as well. So there is the $10 for one unit and then 2 crystals, which is the offer that I have. But there's also a $21 or $22. This is in euros. So in US dollars, it's even more than that. And it's it's forcing you to take 2 of them, and then you get 3 magic crystals. But then there's also an even more insane offer where it's still the same 2, but you're getting more crystals, and it's for $50. This is all dependent on how much, I believe this is all dependent on how much you spend in the game. Because for the most part, I only spend like in $10 increments in this game. Like, I buy the pass, I buy the event passes, and that's it. I'm not one of these people buying like $30 gem packs like every month or something, or $50 gem packs every month in order to complete Hero Tavern. So this offer, like, if they would have given me the other offers, I would have been like, no, I'm not spending that. That's crazy. Even though divided, it's how much I would be spending anyway. This offer it feels very specifically tailored to how often and how much I spend in this game. $40 at one time, I'll tell you right now, is a lot. To get 4 event legendaries and 8 crystals is crazy, though. This offer is very good. Like I just said, if you are a person that spends money into this game anyway, $40 for 4 event units and 8 crystals, which is 8 legendaries, is amazing. But that all depends on whether or not you, 1, spend money into this game, or 2, you have that amount of money to spend in this game. But let me tell you, like, this is one of the better offers that they've ever done. Like, all of these other ones, like $40 for one Inquisitor, $60 for 3 legendaries. You are getting 2 crystals, which is 2 legendaries, and a choose your own event. Like, this offer is so good. It's so good. And I feel like any like lesser streamer would have like taken this opportunity to talk about how pay to win this game is, and how it's so greedy of Rush Royale to like give you this offer. This is such a pay to win game, and you gotta fix your game. Like, any lesser streamer would have just done that, done that as their video. But this offer is so good. And if you spend money in this game, if you pay money into this game, I think this is very good. And just to be fair, like, something that I don't think is that great is $15 for this premium pass. If it was $10, I was totally willing to do this when it was when the season switched. I was gonna buy a regular pass, and I was gonna try this out for like a month, see if I like it, see if it really feels like that big of a difference for me. But then when I realized that it was $15 and not the original like $10 that the regular pass is, I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, that was my limit. That was like my out of reach limit. Oh, by the way, if you see on the right here, the times 10 value, it says 2 days. You can rewind this video a little bit, but it says 2 days. That is how long this offer is going to be available for. A lot of people are needlessly asking in the Discord, like, oh, how long is this going to be available for? Because it doesn't say here, and then it doesn't say here. But it's on your main page screen. It says like 2 days and 12 hours or something like that. I think this offer is very good because I feel like this offer is something that over the course of time you would do anyway, playing whichever event it is. And I think that this offer is very, very good because it's either you spend it all now and get it, or you spend it later and get a little bit less, actually. Because like I said, you're not guaranteed an actual legendary through the magic dust that you're getting from an event. And if you do get a legendary, it's probably because you had magic dust prior to the event, in order to add up to the amount that you got in the event. And you're certainly not getting 2 legendaries, 2 random, you're not getting 2,000 magic dust, to get 2 legendaries. And in this one, you are. And you're getting 20,000 gold if that's important to you. It's not important to me. But in regards to the other question of which legendary do I think you should get, the answer is, I mean, I guess the answer is not Bard because Bard is not in here. So it's probably Riding Hood. I feel like Riding Hood, Genie, and Tesla are all top 3 cards in this game, or top 3 cards in this chest. Not enough people are actually playing Tesla, and that has to be for a reason. If you look at the top 10, top 100, in the leaderboards, and you look at all of these people in the leaderboards, there aren't Tesla decks. And maybe there's one, but for the most part, I didn't see any Tesla decks. I don't really see them being played in worldwide either. And so I don't think there is an actual Tesla deck that is good enough to compete with every single other one of these legendaries. Do not pick Sea Dog. Sea Dog is a toxic card. That's not the reason why I'm telling you not to pick it. I'm telling you not to pick it because I feel like all of the other support cards for that deck, you probably don't have maxed out. And you need maxed out versions of every single one of those other cards, and it is not as good or even viable without a maxed out version of the other cards. The other cards being a Necromancer, a Frost, a Summoner. I think it doesn't. I don't think it runs Shaman. What is the Sea Dog deck? I trust that you know what the Sea Dog deck is, so me doing this is just wasting time in this video. But there's a lot of people playing Sea Dog in this. There we go. It's Sea Dog, Witch, Summoner, Frost, and Harley Quinn. Running a subpar less than 15 version of this deck, if you have a 14 Witch, if you have a 14 Frost, it is significantly worse than a 14 Summoner. It is significantly worse, a 14 Harley Quinn, a 14 Sea Dog. Even just the one less level is significantly worse than having a maxed out version of this deck. You can run a Riding Hood deck. You can run this deck and have subpar Night Statues, Dryads, Trappers, Witches, and it's still kind of an okay, reasonably good deck because Riding Hood or Spirit Master or Genie are so good in doing damage that you're gonna just do more damage when you have all of the other things at max. But if you have a lesser version of any of these other cards, I think it's still good. As far as which one do I think you should pick between Riding Hood, Genie, and Spirit Master, it doesn't matter. Honestly, it honestly doesn't matter. Part of it is based on your it's based on your equipment. So if you have like Night Statue and Witch and Trapper, then go for either Spirit Master and Riding Hood. If those are your like high level other equipments. If you have Enchant Sword and Dryad and Harley Quinn leveled up, then go for Genie. Because you have to, because you can't just have a level 15 version of this. You have to have a level 15 version of everything else as well. And so I feel like whatever you have more investment into, support card wise, go for that card. Because in all honesty, in this game, all you need is one good deck. And I think that actually, I also, in my community post, I posted that I have a Book of Secrets this month, and I'm questioning whether or not I should upgrade Tesla, Trapper, or Witch. And by an overwhelming majority, people said Tesla. And I know that Tesla is the sexier choice because I'm taking a Tesla to go from 14 to 15, but that is just giving me an extra DPS card that I'm just going to slot into the Spirit Master spot and still do the same amount of damage, if not less, because all of my support cards will still be the same level. If I upgrade all my support cards, that's more important than having a great DPS card, because all of your support cards are going to affect how much damage your DPS card can do. With that being said, this offer is very good. And if you do spend money into this game, and if you are somebody that would buy an event unit, by buying the pass and completing the pass every single event, whichever one you're focused on, go for that. Like, if you're focusing on Riding Hood, don't just switch. Like, you have to max out a unit. If you're, maxing out Tesla, then max out Tesla. If you are maxing out Spirit Master, max out Spirit Master. You need one singular DPS unit at 15, and then you need to work on all of the support cards for that deck before you build other decks. The reason why I say this doesn't matter, technically, is that unless you have the card at level 15, a lot of other cards will probably outclass your level 11. And so if you don't plan on spending additional money in order to buy the regular pass to get Book of Secrets or events to continue your growth towards any of these units, if you don't plan on spending additional money in order to max these out, by the time you max these out, it's not even going to matter anymore. Robot, when it was released, was the best unit. And not a lot of people play Robot anymore because Sea Dog is so much better. It's just a much better card. Demon Hunter was like the top unit at a certain point, and now not a lot of people play Demon Hunter. I feel like Riding Hood, Genie, and Bard are so dominant right now that it's starting to make Tesla and Spirit Master almost not even look as appealing. Spirit Master had like 1 month in the sun, and then they immediately nerfed it, and now Bard is so much better, and Genie is so much better, and Riding Hood is so much better, and I feel like this offer is for people who already pay into this game. And if you don't already pay into this game, if that is not a normal occurrence to you, I almost wouldn't even suggest buying this. Because even if you get a level 11, a level 12, a level 10, a level 11 unit, you're probably going to max out any of your other units quicker, because they're just regular legendaries that you can do this game free to play by just getting magic dust over the course of the game. And that is going to be an easier road for you to just max out a Blade Dancer, or max out a Monk, or max out just an Inquisitor or a Demon Hunter. And even though those cards aren't as powerful, they're definitely going to be more powerful than your level 11 Riding Hood that you stopped at, that you didn't take to level 15. Because even if you get a level 11 Riding Hood, and you progress through PvP, and you win a bunch of battles, and you beat max tier, cultist, right? and because you're so much better at the game and you're better at strategy or whatnot, you're eventually going to hit a wall where your level 11 Riding Hood starts going up against level 12, level 13, level 14, level 15 Riding Hoods, and all of a sudden you're in the same problem again. So this all depends on you, and it all depends on your financial situation, and it all depends on whether or not you feel like you can max these out in a reasonable amount of time, because given enough time, none of these decisions matter. Robot came out, I want to say 2 years ago, a year ago, and Robot isn't even part of the conversation. And that is how I feel like if I looked into the future, a year, 2 years from now, people are going to be like looking at Riding Hood like, oh, that unit is trash now. Because they are going to keep introducing new event units, and now that we've seen that they can take out Minotaur and throw it into regular legendaries and put in Bard because Bard is so much better. Now that we know that they can do that, that's how they're going to do it. They're going to cycle in new event units that are much better than previous versions of other units. So if you have investment into any of these cards, take your investment and run with it. And, use this as a way to supercharge your levels. If you don't, I would really think about the after of this event, of buying this. It's like, okay, now you have 4 copies. Now what? What are you going to do after this? Are you going to continue paying into the events? Because if you're not, having a level 10 version of any of these might do you well for a little bit, but then it'll just stop working. And that's my advice. I'll catch you guys next video.